The other day, Tom Daly was saying that he hadn't heard people use the word flabbergasted. I am. I am flabbergasted. The British housing crisis has ceased to be a social problem. It's become a national disgrace. Home ownership is at its lowest level in 4 decades. More than 1 million families are on social housing waiting lists. Private rents have risen twice as fast as wages. And now, the Labour government, elected to rebuild Britain, proposes to let developers flip affordable homes for private sale. This new policy would allow developers to convert unsold affordable properties originally promised to councils or housing associations into homes for investors or private buyers, and the justification, we're told, is pragmatic. Many of these homes are sitting empty because local authorities cannot afford to buy them. But the reality is more troubling. The government is handing developers a license to profit from the very homes that were meant to lift working families out of housing insecurity. To understand the scale of the decision, we must recall that affordable housing, what does it actually mean? These are not luxury apartments. These are homes designed to rent at 50 to 80% of the market rate, or to be sold under shared ownership. They exist precisely to counterbalance the excesses of a property market that now treats shelter as an asset class rather than a human necessity. When those homes are flipped to the open market, they are lost to the public realm forever. Labour's defence is that this will be a time-limited measure, a clearing of the decks before a so-called hard reset of the housing system. But one can hear the faint echo of every Treasury wheeze that has hollowed out public provision over the last half-century. Once you create a mechanism that rewards developers for sidestepping their social obligations, it's remarkably difficult to reverse. Indeed, social housing or housing experts in general warn that this policy risks a double depletion. First, by removing already built affordable homes. Second, by discouraging developers from including new affordable units in future projects. The message to the building industry is clear. Build luxury, claim hardship, and then cash out. At precisely the moment when England needs an ambitious public housing programme, Labour's strategy flirts with the same private market logic that created the crisis in the first place. According to research from the think tank Commonwealth, England is now selling off more than 8 times as many council homes as it is building. In 2025 to 2026, an estimated 18,500 council homes will be sold under right-to-buy schemes, while barely 2,000 new ones will be constructed. That is not renewal, that is managed decline. And the argument that local authorities and housing associations cannot afford to purchase new affordable stock is not an argument for privatization, it's an argument for investment. Councils once built hundreds of thousands of homes every year. Now they are reduced to spectators in a market they no longer control. If Labour truly wants to get Britain building, it must restore local capacity, not dismantle what remains of it. The alternative exists, and it is working elsewhere. Barcelona's city government has bought back 1,500 ex-social homes using a right of first refusal scheme, ensuring they remain in public hands. London's limited pilot of the same idea has already saved the taxpayer money compared with paying housing benefit to private landlords. Spain, France and Austria all use state-backed acquisition programs to preserve affordable housing stock. And what the government now proposes moves in the opposite direction. It's not a social policy, it's a liquidity exercise designed to help developers with cash flow problems. Yet behind that technocratic language lies a moral choice, whether housing will continue to be treated as a commodity or restored to its rightful status as a public good. We are told that the homes are unsold because of quality issues, substandard builds rejected by housing associations. That is not a reason to privatise them, it's a reason to enforce higher building standards. Otherwise we risk repeating the same post-Grenfell pattern: poor design for the poor, profit for everyone else. At the heart of this debate is a simple question: who is Labour governing for? The 1.3 million households waiting for secure, affordable housing, or the handful of developers who attend meetings with the Home Builders Federation? It's no wonder Labour cannot define who a working person is. Britain once prided itself on a social housing system that was the envy of Europe. It gave working families dignity, stability, aspiration. The decision to sell off affordable homes signals not renewal but retreat. If the government wishes to reset the housing market, let it do so by building and buying back social housing, not by surrendering it. Let it end the absurdity of a system in which homes built for the poor become assets for private landlords. And let it finally confront the truth. There is no market solution to a moral problem. Until that truth is faced, the housing ladder will remain out of reach for millions, not because we cannot build, but because we've forgotten why we build.